Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Widgets and Wonders. This is my show about great products from small companies. Now today we're going to check out the new pre-painted resin terrain set from UrbanMatz, which is a modular dungeon. This is designed basically so that you can use a flat gaming mat, which they also sell and which will be in the video. It's one of their cobblestone mats as the base, and then arrange a dungeon as you choose for all of your underground adventures. It could also easily be poured in just with different scatter scenery for like a sci-fi or post-apocalyptic setting, depending on what you want to do. Basically, if there's a stony brick underground you want to be fighting your games in, it's ready to rock and roll. So equally useful for war games or RPGs. Let's take a look at it right now. And so here we have the dungeon terrain sets. I've given you some figures for scale. We've got here the Sepulchral Guard, the Dark Oath War Queen, and Steelheart from Age of Sigmar to give you a sort of scale. Some 28mm skeletons, a 40mm big knighty guy, and we've got Red Sonja here, who's just an average size, sort of like 28mm hero. And we've got 40 pieces in this kit. There are 10 double wides, so double long sections, 10 single wall sections, 5 doors, 5 archways, and then 10 corridors in double wide and single wide, so 5 of each basically. And these can be arranged to create whatever kind of a dungeon layout you want. They all are universal lengths, so you line them up with each other and you just start building your dungeon. Now, I won't make you watch this because it's way too much fun, but basically you line up your walls as you go, fill out the mat. This is the cobblestone mat from UrbanMatz, and create your dungeon. You could do it progressively. So like, let's say you wanted to do a D&D session, and our intrepid heroes, we're going to start in a long corridor. You could very easily have a long corridor with a doorway at the end as the start of your adventure. And I'm actually considering filming some games like this because I think it'd be fun. So let's say the War Queen and Steelheart, who are of course best friends forever, decide they want to enter the next room. You as the DM could then of course fill out your next room and say, you enter a room. An archway leads off this way. And build your dungeon as you go. And the 40 pieces are actually, I would say, almost more than enough to fill out a table. So you could go like this and say, actually you could go like this. You want to square it off? There you go. A squarish room, and then enter the next room. So you can do this game, you can do it progressively and build a dungeon as you go, or you can just lay out a predetermined dungeon. I've already filmed a bunch of games on it, just using dungeon stuff. So I've played Company of Iron on it now, I've played Mordheim on it, I'll be playing Frostgrave on it. It's super handy. The paint jobs themselves, it's all cast in gray resin. I think it's given maybe a slight prime job and then just dry brushed, and really durable. Haven't had any problems with it so far. It's right out of the box, is exactly as you see it. I've done nothing to improve any kind of like painting on it. And it's more than enough, I would say, to fill a 3x3 mat, or to have a quickie adventure where you go and do some sort of like fun dungeon exploring like this. Because here you go, we enter our next room, and you see now I'm into this. The problem is you guys get to watch me do this because I'm really into like building my dungeon as I go. We continue on and find another room with an archway at the edge. And you can just go on like this forever. Like, you can just keep building your dungeon progressively as you go and build rooms and have guys explore until you either run out of pieces and you decide you want to reset the mat, or that's it. And I would actually say that it'd be a lot of fun. You could play a game like this where you just have an encounter for every room. You flip encounters, and the adventure is basically just done when you run out of pieces to make a new room with. And that's it. So tons of fun. I'm going to put the camera down, finish building a dungeon so you can see just how much it lays out and have an idea of how it fills up the mat. And so here it is, laid out D&D style, with rooms just building off rooms, going all different directions. You get basically the end result. You'll end up with 2 big rooms when you start running out of pieces, and a cool, progressively sort of like generated dungeon that went several different directions at the end of it all. Now, of course, you can just lay this out non-progressively as well, in which case it will easily fill the whole table because you won't have all your long pieces going across this. And I'll do that right now so you can have a look at it. And so here's the table with more of a wargaming setup where you do it right from the very beginning, and you wouldn't build yourself into corners like I did, progressively generating a dungeon. And we here, of course, have the Dark Oath War Queen and Mr. Steelheart fighting some skeletons. And you can see here, laid out in all of its glory, basically filling up a 3x3 table for Frostgrave, if you want to do some breeding pits, any kind of Mordheim below the city games, or of course Dungeons & Dragons if you just have like a preset thing in mind and you don't want to do any like reveal progressive stuff. You can do it this way too. I've also played Company of Iron on a table like this, and it was super fun. So anytime of like close claustrophobic environments, this does really well. And it can easily just be cinder block too, if you just pull out or try and you could modify these by painting them even to look a little more sci-fi. I'm thinking about playing some Inquisitorial, maybe 28 stuff, or even some Zone Mortality style Necromunda on this table, just by teching it out. And of course, it could be great for things like Fallout as a vault. And there you go, another great product from a small company. If you want to check out all the details for the 40-piece modular dungeon, I'll put links in the video description below so you can go check it out on the UrbanMatz website. They usually do some bundle deals and stuff too, so if you don't have a gaming mat to match it, they usually do like a combo thing where you can get the mat and the actual train set put together as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you know of a company that you think deserves more attention, you can always have them email me at guerrillaminiaturegames@gmail.com or Facebook message me at facebook.com/outofthebasement into the streets. And I'll do my best to put it in front of as many people as possible. We'll see you next time for more Widgets and Wonders. Till then, I'm Ash. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below to get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.